Okay, today we are playing a myriad of games across a variety of maps. They were all within the Diamond SR range, and we will be playing Moira the entire way through, because these are my own games, so of course I'm only playing Moira in them. What do you take me for? I don't like to diversify. Oh god, good lord, no. So, a bunch of people wanted to see my own games. Fools that you were, you're gonna wish you could have closed the curtain by the end of it. So, I recorded a few games earlier today, and those are the games I'm going to show you. The video in total comes out to be less than an hour in length, and this contains 4 games, so they're all pretty short. The plan is to basically go through them pretty quickly, because there's not much point me sitting and going super in-depth into every little thing, because that would largely be for my own benefit. So, we're just going to kind of go through the game, because people wanted to see my own games. We're just going to go through the games, going to talk about what I was thinking about at the time, blah, 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 blah. Little bit of context. Did placements like a day, 2 days ago. Only won 2 games out of the 10, as I do every season. Always go 2 and 8. Still got placed in Diamond, easy money, but it placed me in like the lower end of Diamond, so I gotta climb back up again to Masters, blah, 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 blah. So these are all within the Diamond SR range, but they're in like the kind of lower end of it. They get higher as time goes by, but they're all lower end. So, for context. Alright, let's start the game. The first game. That's not right. Roadhog fucking 0 gravity in front of us right now. That's definitely not going right. Ooh. Now it looks too fast, but is that just because I saw it going at, like, slow speed a second ago? Normal speed. Okay. So people were up there originally, jumped back down. Sad. Now we're gonna hang out down here. We got Torbjorn, there's a Widowmaker behind us as well, so as you can imagine, I must feel really good coming into this game team comp-wise with the Torbjorn Widowmaker play. Standing thing. If you watch me like whip my camera around really quickly with the healing spray going for like half a second, that's just because I'm trying to get the regen on everybody in the middle of a fight, basically. So, tried to throw the orb up there to get Soldier, hoped I would be rewarded with a lucky kill. I was not, but it's alright, Roadhog went and dealt with it instead. Roadhog got pushed back off by the D.Va, no big deal, just kind of hanging back. They're basically trying to come at us from one direction right now, which benefits nobody but us, basically, so I'm okay with that. Saw Torbjorn getting shot out, tried to heal him, he was already fucking gone, so I was just healing his turret, which doesn't work, sadly. Almost got Coalescence built up. It's taken a while to build it up. Lucio was lucky to have gotten away with that one, honestly, but Soldier's poking out there, he's dead now, looks like he got shot in the toe, what a tragic way to die. And yeah, not much to do right now, basically just sitting back here throwing orbs at them, because so far we haven't really seen the enemy team that much, which is, I mean, that's fine, you know, a minute and a half into the game and I've barely seen the enemy team, I'm okay with that. So we got some armor now as well, which is going to make it harder for us to die. Their Zenyatta just died, and God only fucking knows where, so it's good for us. Their Moira used her ultimate, so I was like, I'm going to use my ultimate as well. Stayed really far back, because I knew they had a Reinhardt, and I was afraid of getting earth-shattered while using it, so my caution was rewarded, because he did indeed try to earth-shatter us, and didn't hit us. So came over here to try and heal Lucio, because Lucio's got his ultimate, which is why I left these boys behind. You'll see me push tab a few times during the fight. That's because I'm looking to see who has their ultimates right now, because in the event that I have to choose who lives and who dies, I want it to be somebody who has their ultimate that I choose to live. Which is why, like, those boys were over there, they looked roughly okay. I saw Lucio dying, he had his ultimate, came over here to heal Lucio. And then Lucio used his ultimate, which made it a lot easier to win the rest of the fight, and hooray, we've held on to the choke point. Just heard fire in the hole, tuck into the corner where I can see, like, everything coming towards me. Tyre comes over the corner, doesn't kill anybody. God only knows what Soldier was up to. It didn't go very well for him, though, as we can see. So, really low on resource right now, because haven't really gotten to drain very many people. They've all been kind of out of the way. At the same time, though, haven't really had to do that much healing either, because they kind of aren't doing very well. Oh, God. Okay, it was because of Lucio. I was like, did it suddenly accelerate to like 9 times speed? No, it was just because Lucio was moving us at the time, I think. So, saw everybody was wounded, really close to my ultimate, just like walked up to heal people as much as possible to try and get the ultimate. Don't worry, that's just it like buffering the video, because it's a very large unedited, unprocessed file, so it's gonna, it's gotta do a little bit of buffering. Fucked up movement, what happened there was I got fucked up my movement. I got stuck on the dumpster and didn't move behind it before the explosion actually happened. So, that's what happened there. I didn't just decide to hang out in front of the explosion. I'm not quite that bad. I'm pretty bad, but I'm not that bad. I just fucked up moving around a dumpster instead, which is a much better way to die, clearly. So I threw the healing orb over there, because if somebody's wounded, they're going to probably start going towards the back of the objective. So I threw it that way to try and get anybody that was going over there to hide, and then I came back the faster way to actually get back to the fight. So they're coming in. I don't have my ultimate right now, because I can see they're going to come in really fucking hard, so I just start holding down left-click over the Orisa before they even arrive, because they're using ultimates, they're going to come in, they're going to pick the person at the front of the line, which was Orisa. Lucio's got his ultimate, so that's cool. Just sit back here to make sure Baby D.Va dies. The fight's going, okay over here, so it's no big deal. We lost Widowmaker. I'm not that concerned about that, because, honestly, Torbjorn's the thing they're having trouble dealing with, and at this point, it's one of those situations where we've won the fight. Don't worry, it's rougher in the video. We won the fight, just had to clear them all off. Hooray. We didn't even let them get the first tick, so that went pretty well. Now we gotta attack, and honestly, there have been so many games where I've been like, easy money, they didn't even get the first tick, we're gonna win, no problem. No, we draw. Just suddenly, oh, no, game's too hard, forgot how to play the video game, it's all gone terrible. So we've got, basically a dive comp right now. I've seen they've got a Symmetra, which is kinda spooky. So, I was gonna fade across this gap, but I was being a greedy boy, and I also wanted to throw an orb before I did that. So, because I waited the extra time to use Fade, because I was going to throw an orb, got hit by a bunch of stuff, stepped on Junkrat's trap, and died. So, greed is bad. I mean, I should have just, faded across the gap, basically, because you don't really want to cut in front of the enemy team, usually, because that was a good way to get yourself killed. But I was like, no, I can throw the orb, they're pretty bad. It turns out I was the bad one. It's alright, nobody's died over here in the meantime, anyway. And Lucio stepped on a trap, so I stopped to heal him. He got fucking squished. Not much I can do about that one. We're going to see a Tracer survive a pin later today. Oh, that's going to be very exciting. As you can see, we've largely won this fight. Throw the healing orb over there, because they're all really far away from me, and I also want to kill this Junkrat that's trying to fly past me as well. So I just throw the healing orb over at the rest of the team, since they're far away from me and I want to kill Junkrat. So that game went pretty well. Now we're going to skip through. Now we're on Gibraltar. This one was a bit closer. It was much closer than that one, because that one wasn't very close, was it? So we're attacking Gibraltar first, just throw orbs up there. So I've seen they've got a Tracer already, so that's scary, because the Tracers in Diamond can kill you if you're playing Moira, because they come up to you and they one-clip you. So I've got to be watching for her, basically. Throw the healing orb down here, because this lady's gone in way too fucking deep, and I wasn't about to come all the way down the tunnel to try and heal her. So Tracer starts drilling me. Basically, I gotta be ready. I gotta be looking around a lot, and I gotta be ready to push Fade at a second's notice, because I know they got a Tracer, and Tracer's gonna be trying to kill me. Because, as well, the other healer is Lucio. She's gonna pick me over Lucio, so I gotta be ready to get out of the way, basically. Or I gotta be looking for her. I'm bad at looking, so basically I'm gonna be ready to try and fade away instead. So she already had her ultimate, because she's been farming off Roadhog and D.Va, probably, so she just chucked that over here. Didn't do very much. As you can see, things are not exactly going super well right now. It's alright, because as you can see, they're getting complacent, and they're starting to push up towards our team. So I'm just kind of staying out of the way. I'm staying on this side of the area, because I'm expecting, if Tracer's going to be anywhere, she's going to be on this side of the map, right? Because that's where the large health kit is, and there's more geometry and stuff over there. So I'm expecting Tracer to be over there, so I'm hanging out more on the right side of the path instead. So teams Lucio's going in trying to get himself killed, basically. Genji as well, because they've got a Mei, so that didn't go super well from him. Just decided to use my ult straight away, because we're pretty involved in this fight. Oh, tried to save Lucio, couldn't save him, too much damage. Oh god, throw healing orb, because I really don't want Orisa to die. And she got pushed away from where the healing orb is anyway, so it didn't end up doing anything. So, I could have actually reacted to that one, but I remember thinking to myself, he's behind the barrier. It's not going to hit me. No, he hit me. And then he hit me again. So, just goes to show, just do it anyway. Just do it regardless of if you think he's through the barrier. Because what if he is through the barrier? Because I remember thinking to myself in the moment, he's on the other side, it's fine. He wasn't on the other side. So, it's alright, because they've still been, like, performing an illegal maneuver this entire time. So we're starting to gain some traction. Now, you'll notice that my orb just went straight through their wall. We'll see that happen a couple times today. Because this game's very well programmed. Don't even worry about it. It happens right here as well. Just goes right through the wall. Which, I mean, I'm cool with, but I don't feel like that's how it's supposed to be happening. So, trying to get to this fucking Roadhog, but he, like, I'll go this way, then he goes the other way, and just, like, kept getting stuck on the other side of the payload to him. Look, she survived the pin. How about that? So, I've been sitting further back towards this area, so that I can fade backwards towards the large health kit in the sewer room. Server room, not the sewer room. Very different room. If I needed to. Did turn out to need to. Don't know why I decided to come back out through this area. That doesn't, like, I just decided to fade straight through the entire enemy team to try and get out of this one. Don't quite get out of it, because then Tracer's here. Might have been able to, like, survive through the Tracer, but you'll notice I just ran in a very straight line with her. I'm not gonna go back and, like, go over stuff in detail either, because just pushing back on the keyboard doesn't work in VLC, so... Yeah, I just kind of, like, walked in a straight line, which makes it really easy for her to shoot me, basically, and that's what happened there. I really don't know why I decided to fade that way, because I could have faded left up on the high ground and tried to go out that way, and there would have been less things that could have been hitting me up there. Like, Reinhardt wouldn't be up there to hit me, right? But past me decided that was the best way to go. They're really far away in damage, so I threw the healing orb after them right there because I wasn't going to get there in time. I also don't need the ult charge right now because I already have Coalescence, so I'm not too concerned about throwing damage orbs in there right now because I'm not going to get any ult charge off of it anyway. So here comes Tracer. She decided not to try and kill me because McCree's using Deadeye over here. Tried to heal him, and then suddenly he went straight up like that. Alright. So, we're committed to this fight. They just killed Reinhardt, so I'm going to use Coalescence right now. I'm trying to move so that I can be hitting the enemy team through my team at the same time. So rather than just, like, focusing on, like, the enemy team, I'm, like, rotating around the fight to try and get, like, a better angle so I can hit their team and my team at the same time with Coalescence. Realized I'm sitting next to the hangar door, so I fade back across the fight to get away from that, because that's where the enemy team's going to be coming out of in a few seconds. And I definitely don't want them to come up behind me. So, we've managed to capture the first checkpoint, that's great. I wasn't exactly sure where the wall was, so I took an extra second to line it up there. That's why I was, like, debating over it. Realized nobody else is back here, so I come back to stand on the payload. Look behind me, because I'm not I just heard Tracer, but I wasn't sure exactly where she was, so I was looking behind me to see if she was there. She's over there. Their soldier's using Tac Visor, and as you can see, he has thoroughly trounced us. Like, I shouldn't even still be in here. I should have actually just faded out of the hangar, because I can see 3 people on my team just died, but I decided to, like, fade around the payload and try to fight the Tracer, who I know is good enough to kill me. I could have just chosen to leave the hangar, but I chose to stay and try to fight the Tracer, so I died for no reason, basically. Could have chose to leave and didn't. Just put the regen on her, try to hit her, put the regen on her again. She backed into the whole... to be fair, she backed up into the whole team. She probably wasn't expecting the whole team to go upstairs right there, right? She's like, oh, fuck. So Mei is above us right now, and I'm thinking Mei's probably got her ult by this point because she hasn't used it in a while. So I'm going to try and stay close to this wall because Mei's not going to throw it over here, right? If Mei's going to throw her ult anywhere, it's going to be in, like, this area over here. So I'm trying to stay close to this wall because that way I won't be in the area Blizzard is going to be in. Hopefully, anyway. Because you never know what people are going to do. That happens. I came forward to try and heal McCree, but he was fucking dead. Mei does indeed throw his Blizzard right there, so staying over here. Didn't have to use Fade to get out of the Blizzard. And that's the thing, right? Like, you could say, well, it doesn't matter if you get caught in Blizzard because you have Fade. Yeah, but because I took the step to think ahead and be like, she's gonna throw Blizzard, like, here, so I shouldn't be in that area, I don't have to use Fade. So then I can save Fade to use to reposition, like, right here. I can use it to get away from the Tracer. Whereas if I had used used Fade to get out of Blizzard, I would have faded back this way and then been right next to Tracer with no Fade. So even though you can be like, well, I got Fade anyway, so it doesn't matter if I get caught in it, you still don't want it. Like, you don't want to have to use Fade if you don't have to. So just take the step ahead, basically. So right here, not that much is happening, but we've already got momentum going into this fight, so I want to use Coalescence basically to try and keep the momentum going and kill Reinhardt and, like, try and keep us rolling through, basically. Now here, I'm going to be a real thirsty hoe, right? Because I start coming in here, and I'm like, oh, they're not following me, so I don't need the health kit. I'll come back out and try to drain them. Then I get into this fight with Soldier. I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm like, I can kill this guy. I can get him. I can get him. Oh, I got him. Not even close. Never a doubt in my mind. I knew I was gonna kill him. I shouldn't have done any what I was doing right there. That's me being like, I can get him. I want that kill. I got the kill, and the attack visor, no less, because he was like, oh, fuck it. It all worked out. Ah, not punished, don't have to learn. Incredible. So, we ended up losing momentum during that fight anyway. I think Reinhardt just... No, there it is. Okay. Reacted to it that time, got out of the way. And it's a hard... Like, you don't have a lot of time to react to Reinhardt using Earth Shatter. Just try and, like, keep it in the back of your mind. I haven't seen him use it for a while, so he's probably about to use it, and just be ready. And, like, as long as you're ready... And just as soon as you hear Reinhardt yelling hammer, push the fucking button. You got time. I got like fucking 90 ping. You can do it. Trust me. So as you can see, the fight's not going super well right now. We don't have a lot of ultimates to use, and a bunch of people died really quickly. So I'm just backing up to try and avoid taking damage, fade through. I wanted to bounce the healing orb back and forth between these two walls to try and sustain longer, but I forgot that wall's thinner. So it bounced off that way. I managed to survive, like, longer than I have any right to during this fight. Try to do it again. This time I do bounce it off the other wall, so it keeps bouncing back and forth between the payload to try and sustain me. Doesn't matter. Like, as I'm sure you can figure, we're not pushing this payload any further than it got right here. So, you know, we got it to the second checkpoint. That's good enough, as far as I'm concerned, honestly. Gibraltar being one of those points where you can feasibly win on any 3 of the checkpoints, so I'm cool with that, frankly. So, defending now, tried to do some sick math. It didn't really go super well, did it? Sorry, they take a while to come out. I don't know what Roadhog was hoping to get right there, but he was really optimistic about it. Put the regen on her, back away from the orb. Orb starts going up, go back up. Just put the regen on her. No need to do anything more. She's not about to take a big spike of damage, so just the regen's going to be enough. So here's Tracer. Tracer's scary to me right now because I'm half health, and I decided not to use a healing orb to heal myself because I'm greedy. But because we're going backwards, I just go down this way to pick up the health kit instead, since if I'm coming down here anyway, I might as well pick up the health kit. So, Soldier's over there, but he's okay, he's got Biotic Field, because I was thinking about fading over there, but then I saw him put Biotic Field down, so I decided I didn't need to. Roadhog's up there, but I ain't about to go out of my way to try and heal him, because I don't know what's next to him right now, basically. And then he decides to do this. I try to save him, but, like, he wasn't allowed to do that. He'll, Soldier, then stand back over here. I could stay over there with Soldier, but I'm expecting Orisa to put more effort into actually trying to save me, basically. Now, but on the other hand, Tracer's more likely to come out of this doorway, so at the same time, yeah, So I use the healing orb here because I'm low and a bunch of other people are low. I also just want ult charge as quickly as possible, and the healing orb is going to get me a lot of ult charge very quickly. Even though, like, the orb's still bouncing around, I don't get the full value out of the orb. I literally just wanted to heal myself and get my ult off of it, and that's all I needed. So, because I've got my ult, I'm able to keep Orisa alive through the pulse bomb being stuck on her. I would try and, like, move more around, like, this way to try and shoot down there, but I knew Tracer was hanging around, and I didn't want her to try and kill me. And also, I was more concerned with keeping Orisa alive than actually, like, doing damage to the enemy team with that ultimate. So there Roadhog's using his ultimate right now. Try to use the healing orb to stay alive, but Lucio's here in the doorway. This is all very terrible. As you can see, we're losing this fight anyway. So, halfway back towards Coalescence. So now you just got the hanger to work with for 5 minutes. I'm not super optimistic about it, I won't lie to you. So, well, just want this boy dead. Just immediately throw the damage orb, even though it's not a great angle. Don't react to that one. Actually, I don't know if I had Fade off or not. Ooh, fucking, here's what you do, though, in that situation. You hold down the shift key, it lets you use it the frame that it's available. And, ooh, just barely slipped away. So because I'm still alive, we actually have a chance to maybe hold this point now. Tracer is a very optimistic pulse bomb over there, as I'm sure you can see. Got Coalescence, decide to just use it right now, because I can see them clumped up together, and like we kinda need to try and get some forward momentum. I should have held it a bit longer, honestly, because ideally they'd be like a little bit closer to this curve before we actually try to fight them. So I used Coalescence earlier than I should have done in this situation. Now, Reinhardt's coming in. I'm really scared because he's been hitting people a lot, so he might be back towards having Earth Shatter soon, and I didn't have Fade yet. It's alright, I have Fade now. So I'm just like thinking, oh fuck, if he's got Earth Shatter, I gotta be ready to dodge it. So, we end up winning the fight anyway. So now, we've killed off their momentum, we got a chance, they're going like way in. Tracer is still wounded, so I like wanna heal her, but she's going further out, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm more important than you. Keep in mind that Carmichael was in this game, because he's in the next game, and, so I saw Tracer go in there, and I'm like, maybe the gods will reward me with a kill off of this damage orb. It didn't. I do some damage to her, but, like, maybe I drove her out of the room, probably not. So I see Roadhog's below me, and I'm like, he's fucking dead, probably. Trying to heal this Tracer. I had the chance to kill this Tracer. I still kill her. Yeah, I could have killed her way sooner, but I'm holding the healing beam over her for a second, and then I'm like, wait, that's not my Tracer. Oh god, what have I done? Oh no. Just keep pushing that button again until it fixes itself. Okay, there we go. Oh, fuck, that was scary. So, several people all died at once, and that's very bad. So right now I'm just trying to stay alive. My team are far away, so I'm going to use Coalescence right here to try and keep myself alive so that I can try and stall out this point. And as you can see, it goes a lot better than it has any right to do. The whole reasoning being that my team have only just died. They're going to get it there unless somebody stalls it out. So I try to stall it out, but like you can see how this is going to go. So, it doesn't go well. Carmichael then proceeded to talk mad shit, and then he added me between games, also, to tell me to kill myself, basically, was the gist of it. Oh god, this... Oh, look at how low the average SR is. It's okay, I'm still in diamonds. It's okay, I'm in 3,000. No, don't worry. Don't worry, I didn't actually fall down into plat. As you can see, kill yourself. I had a 35% win ratio on Moira at the time. It was like 4-6 or something like that. Like, it wasn't that terrible, actually. Past me should have actually split these games up into different videos, but whatever. So this is only my third time playing on Disney World, so I get a little bit lost on this map at times. So, the thing in this game is that I do a very bad job of managing my resource, and you're gonna see me run completely empty a couple of times during this game, and it's generally very terrible, essentially. I was so upset with D.Va during this entire segment, because I was starting to heal her. I was like, alright, come out. She went back in. I'm like, alright, she's fucked. Oh my god, she's getting away with it. Oh my god, she's going back in around the other side of the statue. So, as you can see, and then fucking, I tried so hard, but she just kept going back in. So, as you can see, I'm completely out of resource right now. So, I end up having to use, like, healing orbs a lot more, and just kind of like, Anna has to put in extra time right now to try and actually heal people, because I'm not doing much during this next section, honestly. Because it was a very bad game for resource management. Because I was inefficient with my resource, and then I'm also not like actively trying to do enough damage. So like the two things combined just end up being really terrible. So everybody's like backing up right now, but I'm like, we're still all here. We can try and fight over this checkpoint. So I see Roadhog's over here, and I'm using Coalescence to try and get my team to go back in, because I'm like, we're all actually still here. Like, we can fight over this checkpoint still. Did I push them? Okay, subtitle track. Alright. I was like, what did that button do? So we do manage to actually start getting back over. So now, like, I'm just trying to really... Oh, fuck. So I heard Barrage happen, then immediately faded back over in this direction to get away from Barrage. It was no better over here, so I ended up dying anyway. I just heard her Barrage right next to me, and I'm like, I'm out! And my gut reaction was to go this way. Oh, that was a scary direction to go in. Honestly, thank God, because we're still winning the fight, and this has filled me up on resource again. So, honestly, thank God. It was a tactical reset. That was the whole point, right? It filled me back up again. So, oh God, I see Anna's over here almost dead. Jesus. So I thought Reaper was going to stay over there, so the intention of the healing orb was that it moves faster than me, so it'll keep up with Reaper. He came back over to me to get healed, so that was very surprising, actually. So, this boy's gotten tranked. I'm hanging out near him in case he needs saving. He didn't need saving. Reaper's going in. Reaper's coming back out. Reaper is, like, the only reason we don't lose this game, frankly. Like, Reaper carries us. So I see him come and fade over here out of the way after throwing the orb in. Now, I play like a big bitch during this section, right? Like, you'll notice I'm sitting all the way back in the back of the team. And the reason for that is, it's two parts. First off, well, it's three parts. First off, I'm a bitch. Second off, I don't know the map yet, so I don't know where everybody is most likely to be hanging out. And three, I don't know where anybody is in general, because I haven't really seen that many of them yet, because they're all kind of like behind this wall in front of me. So I sit like way far back, playing like overly cautiously during this section, because I'm a bitch, basically. So I really didn't want him to die, but he ended up dying. I use Coalescence right here to try and keep Diva alive, but then, oh Christ, oh no. Oh, just slip back across there. Oh, he's done it. He's managed to survive against all odds. Fade back over here to get away from danger. Healing orb just to heal myself, basically. I try to bounce, like, even if you're going to use the healing orb to try and just heal yourself, try and bounce it in a way that'll keep it around your team as much as possible. So I bounce it off the wall, hoping it'll bounce back and forth between the walls a few times and keep close to the team. It ends up going up into the sky, because the geometry on the rock is a little bit weird. But even if you're going to heal yourself, try and, like, keep it in the area to try and get as much value out of it as possible. Yeah, it's buffering the video. But there we go. So, that was all happening over there. Look. Justice, scary. She died immediately. She wasn't allowed to do that. She was doing it in big open space. That was a very illegal maneuver. So, there's a Sombra behind me now, just kind of like poke out of the way. Fortunately, she doesn't keep attacking me, so I actually managed to get away with my life. So I'm out of resource again. This is the big thing in this game. I do a very terrible job of managing my resource. So, during... Not yet, no, actually happens a bit away from now. I'm pretty sure we're not really allowed to be fighting in this area. I didn't really need to use Coalescence. I'm not really sure why I used Coalescence right there, because, like, only their Roadhog was there. I guess I was afraid our Roadhog was gonna die, so I was using Coalescence to keep him alive, but it ended up being very unnecessary. So I really don't want Reaper to die, so I throw the healing orb over here to try and keep him alive as well. Plus my healing as well, hoping that's enough. I've been, like, quintuple hacked during this fight, so I'm very upset about that, but I wasn't that close to them. There's a bunch of low health people over here, so I'm just throwing the damage orb in, even though I'm still low on resource and I might need it, because I'm expecting it to be able to help kill these low health people. And Reaper spins on the entire enemy team, gets a bunch of kills. Ooh, easy. I'm almost out of resource. I shouldn't even be pushing the button right now. I should just be letting Anna heal people while I regen my resource. So here, we all heard Sombra hack this health kit, so we just come down on her. Fucking Diva, I don't know, like, she's an optimistic lady with that one. If she pushed it, like, a little bit further forward, it might have gotten Roadhog, but fuck, that's, like, a very optimistic ultimate right there. So I've got Coalescence. I thought about using it because we were in a really, weird position, and I wasn't sure if we were going to get out okay. We got out okay, so I didn't end up needing to use it, but I did think about using it during that section, because it was a weird circumstance, and I was thinking maybe it's better to just use it. So here I've heard Sombra hack something, but I wasn't sure where it was, so I knew there was a big health kit in here, so I came to check on it real quick to see if Sombra was there. I shouldn't have faded into the room, because what if I fade directly into Sombra, right? But that's why I suddenly went over there. I heard Sombra, and I was like, is she over here? She was not over there. She's actually over there, it turns out. So I've managed to get most of my resource back. Oh, got hooked. It's alright, I'm alive. I use Coalescence just to really quickly heal myself back up, because I also know Sombra's still behind us, and I'm hanging out at 20 health. I just don't want to be low health, so I just use it to try and get, like, myself healthy again, and, like, as much value in the fight as possible. Right here, like, this is not really the most efficient use of resources usually, is to throw this damage orb up here at Widowmaker, but the reason I did it was, I'm still damage boosted, I'm still nano boosted right now, so if I throw this orb up there and it hits Widowmaker, it'll probably kill her. She ends up dying anyway, because Reaper's also up there to kill her, but the reason I threw it up there, even though it would be better to throw it over here usually, was I expected the damage orb to be able to kill her, because I was still nano boosted when I threw it. So here I throw the healing orb after Reaper because he's going in and I don't want him to die. Here's, fucking get you out of here. This whole game, like, basically I've been really inefficient, and I've been positioning a lot more passively than I should be, because I've been sitting really far back this entire game, you'll have noticed. And that was just because I'm a bitch, basically. I should have been sitting a lot closer this entire time, because, like, oh, fucking, I felt so bad for Widowmaker on that one. I was like, Jesus. It was actually the other Widowmaker that did it, but I was like, fuck, Reaper wrecked that Widowmaker. No, not quite. Just happened to be far enough back that didn't get hacked by that one, so that's cool. I really didn't want D.Va to die, which is why I was just holding left click over her, even though it like looked like it was unnecessary. I just really didn't want her to die before she got back in her mech, so I was being overly cautious to make sure she didn't die. Yep. No, it's fine. So, oh fuck, this is scary, right? Oh god, oh no. Oh, he didn't do it. He got tranked. Oh no, he's awake again. I'm just gonna use my ult. And then it all worked out great. So, the reason I went so hard to try and keep that guy alive was because I recognized the name belonged to Reaper, and Reaper's been putting in a lot of work this game, so I was like, accelerate forward to try and keep him alive. So now you might think off of that round that this might be a pretty close game. Oh no. You see, you remember Carmichael? Carmichael's on the enemy team right now. And what I inferred to have happened was some shit talking happened, because just watch the chat during this game, right? It's not super close. Oh look, there's Carmichael. So, we've got to attack now. Sombra's behind us. They had a Sombra on attack, so it's not surprising they still have the Sombra. Sombra is debatably better on defense. I don't buy that personally. I think she's better at attacking, but she is debatably better at defense. So, there Hanzo just died. I don't know how, but it looks like Genji was a god, because he, like, went in and just, like, got him. So, I'm, like, catching up to the team right now, because they suddenly went off in a direction I didn't know that they could really go in, so I'm, like, just trying to run after them to get back up on the high ground now. And, like, I throw the damage orb in here, like, I can see this fight's going well, so I just start walking forward at this point, like, yeah, like, there's not that much over here. Apparently they're throwing, I assume because they picked Hanzo and Sombra. They were not happy about that. So, I'm like, did you shit talk them as well? And that's like directed at Carmichael. And now, I was like, other guy, come on. Wouldn't stop. I was like, knew it. As we know in Overwatch, the team that tilts first is the team that wins. Like, it's not unimaginable they win this game, right? Like, I've so far only seen one game on, Disney World actually go to the third checkpoint. Most I've seen so far decided either on the first checkpoint or, like, at this ramp. So, like, I'm not... Okay, I just, like, push a button and something new appears every time. I'm like, oh god, what did that do? So yeah, I'm just like, well, we're winning. They've got no ultimates. I'm just going to use my ult right now. Watching the recording right there, I saw the translocator swing into view. I definitely didn't see that at the time, so I could have actually tried to get out of the way. Because if I saw the translocator at the time, I could have swung around behind the back of one of those pillars to try and, like, avoid getting emped if she had it. But I didn't notice it at the time. Watching it back right there, I was like, oh, here comes the translocator. So we got one game left now. This is the last one on Dorado. This is the closest game of all of the ones that I played today. Or the ones I recorded today, because I played more games today, but these are the ones I recorded. So, Moira is not traditional. I'm doing some ASMR shit right now with my orb. Moira is not traditionally very good on maps that have high ground necessary to them, but I'm a big brave boy when I'm not being a bitch, so I'm picking Moira anyway. We got a Mei, so I'm not super stoked about that for attacking Dorado, but it's whatever. So, just throw the damage orb up there immediately, swings through them, gets me some ult charge, hooray, you know. Did not react to that one in time to stop the hack from going through, but I'm really far away from their team right now, so I'm not concerned about being hacked, because the Sombra has to be pretty good to actually kill me. So here the Mei pick pays off, I guess, because, oh look, now Roadhog's fucking dead. So I'm just looking behind me right now to see if Sombra's coming up behind again. She isn't. Don't have to worry about it. Here's Sombra. She's behind us, trying to do some damage, put the regen on Zenyatta, go back to doing fighting over here. Change to him because I see him getting frozen and I don't want him unfreezing. Oh, this is all pretty... We just kind of start rolling over them after a point, so there's not very much to it, right? I'm just going forward, holding right-click, and putting regen on people as necessary. Yeah, you know, that's fine. Take your time. There's no big deal, you know. I don't have an SSD, so it has issues. Actually, it's on an external hard drive, so that's probably the problem right there, because I had a 1 terabyte internal when I made the computer, right? But it was fucking faulty. When I ordered the computer, I should say. But it was fucking faulty, broke a week after I got the computer. Now, it's under warranty, so the man from Dell came down to replace it. It was a 1 terabyte hard drive that I had internally. What I didn't realize until like a day after the man had left was that he had replaced my 1 terabyte internal hard drive with a 250 gigabyte internal hard drive. So, that's just not enough space for anything at all. So I had to buy I bought a 1 terabyte external hard drive, which is now where everything resides, basically. Which causes some issues now and then. I meant to show you the play of the game on one of the games because weird stuff happened, but I forgot all about it. We're not going back. Basically, Torbjorn, like, nobody loaded, and it was Torbjorn that got the play of the game, so it was just like, it looked real stupid, basically, because it was just like ghosts going around fighting each other. So, I saw, it didn't really process to me at the time, I saw the orb start hitting something on the other side of the payload, and I was like, what? Oh, Sombra, right, of course. So there Moira uses her ultimate, so I just use my ultimate in response. This is usually how Moira versus Moira goes. If one Moira uses their ultimate, the other Moira will most likely use their ultimate in response. You don't have to. Like, if the other Moira does it and you're all, like, in a pretty secure position and you don't think they can really gain much momentum off of it, you don't have to use yours in response, but typically that's how it goes. One Moira uses their ult, the other Moira just uses their ult in response. So I know Sombra's behind us, so I'm just, like, paying attention to that. Basically, during this fight, I'm just, like, trying to keep regen on people as much as possible. I knew Zenyatta got emped, and that does 150 damage to him, so I, like, really focused on healing him right there, and didn't notice Bastion. So I end up staying in Bastion's line of fire, but it's alright, because Zenyatta had his ultimate, so me focusing on healing him kept him alive to do that. I want you to pay attention to our Reinhardt's top tier BM coming into this third checkpoint. Oh, it was so good. He's actually a god as we go through here. Just wait for it. Like, what a god. Are you afraid to fight me? He kept using that voice, like, he gets jumped on by Winston. He does that. He just uses that voice line in response. He's a god. One of my fondest memories was, this was like season 3 or some shit. I remember it so keenly to this day. I was defending Eichenwald as Reinhardt, and there was a Reinhardt on their team, because that was what was done at the time. And we were defending, they were attacking, and they were resetting at the time because they just got wiped. So I'm just hanging out next to the choke point, and on the other side of the wall, I hear, smashing! And I go, catchphrase! And then smashing comes back over the wall, and we just did that for a few minutes, back and forth, a few seconds, back and forth. Oh, we bonded in that moment through the wall. Two Reinhardts separated. We did weird stuff to keep ourselves entertained as Reinhardt players. You seen the one Reinhardt start spinning their shield at one, and then the other one spins their shield in response. We did that just to try and, keep each other sane, basically. God, it was terrible if you were the Reinhardt player. Oh, it was all you did. So, I was staying back because I knew people were above us, and I was kind of afraid of getting dove on, but then we just started gaining, a lot of momentum, so I just, walked past them, basically. Right now, I'm expecting this to be the last fight, so I'm just using Coalescence right now to just do as much damage, essentially, during this fight as possible, because we've had momentum going this entire time. I just want to try and keep the momentum going. Now we captured the checkpoint. Hooray, great. Remember I said this was the closest game, so it isn't just a shutout victory or anything like that. Alright, so, waiting to throw my orb over there. Throw it a little bit early so it gets there as the door is opening. I'm rewarded with some ult charge. Nope, look, bounces back around. Hooray! Gets the full value out of the orb right before it comes off cooldown. He's almost dead, coming over here to heal him. I'm not really afraid of, there being stuff over here, because I've got Fade right now, so I can, I'm not afraid of, coming up to make sure he doesn't die, because I can get out if I need to. Look at him. What a god. So, Reaper, Winston wasn't allowed to do that. They're not allowed to do that. So, I want to help, but, I know she's dead, right? So I throw the healing orb out optimistically, maybe that'll keep her alive. It doesn't. Reaper also looked like he might go forward at the time, so that was part of it as well. Oh, just saw their Tracer get fucked. Use the orb here just to self-heal, bounce it back and forth between the two walls to try and keep it here as much as possible. Unfortunately, it goes up and away anyway. But I know the other healer is Zenyatta, and we're in a weird spot right now where our team is split up very awkwardly. Reinhardt's not being very productive right now, as you might have noticed. So I was like, Zenyatta's up there, I'm just gonna use the orb to heal myself. So I'm kinda low, but Zenyatta's orb was on me and I can drain him, so I'm not too scared. Throw the healing orb just because I want to get my ult as quickly as possible right now, and get it. Unfortunately, me and Zenyatta layer our ultimates, but mine's aggressive as well, so it's not the end of the world. I can just funnel it down this hallway and do as much damage as possible with it. I really don't want this guy to die, so I extend a little bit further to heal him. I've got Fade if I need it anyway. Got hit right there, fucking out. So if I knew Zenyatta had his ultimate, I wouldn't have used my ultimate right there, but we basically pushed our buttons at the exact same time. He was probably thinking the same thing as me, I gotta get my ult right now, and just, push the button as soon as possible. Because I was just, threw the healing orb out, held left click, just give me this 5% ult charge. So, I see D.Va over here, I'm and then she goes that way, and I'm alright, fuck it. You notice I start healing that D.Va, because I was I was healing that D.Va, and I'm good, you came back. And then I was no, I'm stupid. And then I start left-clicking, I have accident. Oh no. I noticed I had muted it by accident, so I pushed what I assumed to be the mute button, M, and that seems to have restarted it. That's fine. We're back. Look, we'll watch this segment again. It's fine. This is no big deal. We've watched a lot of game today. It's okay. We'll watch this bit again. So hopefully this has been, somewhat insightful or, entertaining. This is the thing, I never feel like anything I've done is particularly insightful, so I'm always insightful, Jesus Christ. And everything is particularly insightful, so I'm always pleasantly surprised when someone says they found something helpful. And I'm just thinking about what's happened so far, and I'm I don't feel like I've really given much insight into my thought process, but who knows? Maybe someone will take something out of it. That's all I hope for. If nothing else, I hope it was at least entertaining, right? Because this is the thing, right? There was this one comment I got a really long time ago that I really took to heart, which was I guess it started off a little backhandedly, because it was other content creators might be more insightful, but none of them are as good at presenting things as you. You're entertaining and you explain things in very simple to understand terms. So I very much took that to heart, and like, this is kind of the thing, right? Where obviously the crux of the point of the videos is that it's educational, right? But I find that most Overwatch related content, the people that make it are so focused on it being educational that they kind of forget to make it entertaining, right? Like, so it seems to be very by the book, basically. So I try to, if nothing else, I want to be entertaining, if not as educational as possible, right? So even if it wasn't particularly insightful, hopefully it was at least entertaining, because that means more to me than it being insightful, honestly. I would much rather someone told me they found the video funny than they said they found the video helpful, honestly. Anyway. Blah, 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 blah. So, things are going badly right now because I'm low health. That's basically the only reason things are going badly. Everything else is, like, fine, but I'm upset because I'm low health. I just heard Soldier use Tact Visor, so I'm, like, staying close to the fountain because because I'm not sure where he is. So, like, no matter which way he comes, I'll be able to use the fountain to protect myself because I can just walk around it or fade around it if necessary. Tried to catch up to Reaper, but I came around the corner and I was like, you're not actually that hurt, so I went back over there, waited for the explosion, and then me and the other Moira in sync were like, alright, let's go. Tried to kill that guy with the Coalescence, didn't work out. Heard Earth Shatter over here, switched back around. Did not manage to keep Reinhardt alive. So now, 3 people are dead. I try to keep Zenyatta alive, but I'm like, you're fucking dead. I'm out, bro. And, I just leave out the back door. Bounce the healing orb with me so that it's like hard for them to kill me. I don't die. I get away. Moira is this way where if you use all of your abilities very selfishly, you'll get away, right? Like you're pretty good at kiting if you use all of your abilities to save yourself. So I know their D.Va's up there right now, so that's kind of spooky. I see our D.Va is now fighting them, so I throw the healing orb up there. I don't usually recommend doing that, but I've seen that this D.Va's okay, so I throw it up there to try and keep her alive. This is how you know I'm salty I died, because I watched the kill cam. I only watch the kill cam if I'm upset that I died. Because I'm like, alright, fucker, what'd you do? What happened here? You shot me in the head because he's playing Hanzo. Who'd have guessed, right? I only watch it if I'm salty. I'm like, this fucker. I should, like, if you're coming back to the fight as Moira, you can throw either of the orbs over there. I see people are like, it looks like the fight's not going that badly. People are kind of like healthy looking. So I throw the damage orb instead. Throwing the healing orb back to the fight if you think things are going badly is also fine, but only villains use the healing orb. You'll have seen me use a lot of healing orbs during this. That's the button that is adjusted the playback speed. I see, I understand now. You'll have seen me use quite a few healing orbs during the breadth of these games. Basically, it's because I'm a lazy bitch. Do as I say, not as I do. Because trust me, as I watch this back, I'm like, you didn't need to use all of these healing orbs. But like I said, I'm not going to go into, like, agonizing detail over this stuff, because that would largely be for my own benefit, to go over it in super in-depth detail, you know? I do that on my own time. It was alright. So, they've sort of started to stall out at this point, which is fantastic news. D.Va's gone, like, super M. At this point, I'm like, she might live, so I throw the healing orb over there, like, she might live. She did actually live, surprisingly enough. Throw it everything everywhere. I don't know why I threw that healing orb. There's, like, no justification for that one. They were, like, all perfectly fine. Maybe I meant to throw the damage orb and threw the healing orb by accident. That time I was like, I can't get to her in time. Maybe the healing orb will get to her in time. Healing orb didn't get to her in time. I'm like, fuck, I'm out of this one. Then I see Zenyatta's using Transcendence, and I'm like, yo, dog, bring that Transcendence over here. I want to be tranquil, actually. I just come back around the corner again. I'm really close to having my ultimate right now, so I'm just, like, really focusing on, like, left-clicking instead of right-clicking, because that's going to get me more ult charge quickly, because I want my ult for this fight. A little bit scared of the self-destruct, come back around the corner. Make sure Reinhardt doesn't die. Hold shift key. Woo! We out. Through the healing orb, because the fight's still happening on the other side of the payload. It hit the payload anyway, so it didn't actually get over there. The thought there was, there's another fight happening over there. I want to try and keep that Reinhardt alive. I hit the payload anyway, so it didn't do anything. Yes, I am a villain, by the way. Because, oh god, I've definitely used more than 0 healing orbs this entire time. Absolutely fucking disgusting. So, team's kind of spread out right now. I don't want Mei to be that far up, but Mei's that far up, so, you know. Reinhardt got walled off. This is a really bad time for him to get walled off. Then Blizzard gets thrown out there. They're not happy about this whole series of affair. I want her dead. I come over here to try and help kill her. She's dead. So, almost got Coalescence for the fight. If an actual fight breaks out, I'm gonna get Coalescence, because 25% to go is like nothing for Moira, right? Oh look, my orb phased through the wall over there as well. Fix your game, Blizzard. So we win the game. It was the closest one, right? Yeah, it wasn't... Oh, look, I punched her out of existence. How about that? So that's all the games I got for you today. They were all pretty short, and like... Just so you can see, it definitely never gets any better. All of these games were, like, in the diamond range. Some of them had, like, some platinum people in it, but, like, these were, like, average SR was, like, diamond range, right? And, like, it's still a clown fiesta. Like, it never gets any better, right? You know, I oversell it for comedic value. Like, it gets a bit better, right? But, like... I'm not gonna sell you fucking snake oil at the same time, right? Like, I'm not gonna tell you that if you manage to get to Diamond or Masters, you've reached the holy ground, right? Where everything suddenly is fine and people stop being assholes and people pick good team comps. No. That never happens. That never happens. We've been defending with Tracer Mei as our DPS, and we won. Like, it's fucked, right? Like, it's how it is, right? And did you see our diva this round? Like, she went out there, right? She, like, went fucking out there. It never gets better. It never gets better. So, those are a few of my games because people were interested in seeing them. I'll probably show you some more sometime later. I won't again until I've actually gotten back to Masters, basically, because I would like to actually show you games that took place in Masters, right? There's like a lot of people recently were like, oh, I want to see one of your games. So I was like, alright, I'll record a few games. I'll do it again, but like, I'll get back to Masters first so that you can actually see like the games in that bracket, right? But, you know, to tide you over, I suppose. So thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video insightful, helpful, entertaining. Hopefully it was something.